Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with KD Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KD Smooth coming back at you with a new broadcast this evening. And family, this evening, we just wanna chop it up with you. This evening, have a brief discussion and just kind of look at, some of the things here that have surfaced and that are the new things that are going on that have been announced, as well as family, just ask a few interesting questions. Okay? We want to ask some questions about this stuff. Again, this is just an update, nothing made. Just look at some of the recent events, some of the recent news. Because family, we need to stay informed, stay alert, consider all things and all options. Because what you don't want to have happen is to be caught off guard and unprepared. So, before we dive in real quick this evening, not going to hold you long, family. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to One Brothas Mind. And make sure you turn on all notifications so you get the alerts when we go live or when we upload new content. And you want to do this because we try to bring you the facts and information you need. That's right. So let's look at some of these things that have been announced that are going on. This broadcast, we're trying to look, back up from looking at every tree in the forest. We want to back up. We want to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and see if there is some perspective that we can gain, something else, a different view that we can look at and have. So, right off the top, family, many of you may have heard, and many of you may not, about the decision the U.S. made, that Biden made, to start sending. He first said no, but then mysteriously, he just did a complete 180 and said yes to sending those special long-range rocket launchers over to the Ukraine. Yeah. These are the exact same rocket launchers and type of military equipment that Putin from Russia announced weeks ago that if these things are sent over to the Ukraine, that Putin was actually going to take additional military actions and strikes against additional targets. Let's say that. So they playing chicken, y'all. I mean, yeah, Biden tried to say, well, I'm going to send these over there, but I'm only going to give them, we're only going to send over the missiles that have a short range capability. We're not sending the missiles, wink, wink, that have long range capabilities. Right? Did you hear that? Wink, wink. I mean, in general, if you look at all the weapons and weaponry that's being sent over to the Ukraine, especially weaponry that has longer range capabilities, things of that nature, essentially, you have a US/NATO military right in Russia's backyard, which is one of the primary reasons why Russia is trying to attack Ukraine and shut all this stuff down in the first place. Right? Again, if they send over at more advanced weapons to give Ukraine longer range options, how many of y'all think Putin just gonna sit back and allow that to go there? Okay. Now, in seemingly unrelated news, right? China, many parts of China just came off of lockdown for the virus. Right? How many of you asked yourself, this question? Would that have been, they were on lockdown for like 2 months, let's say that. So would that have been a good time while China's got everybody in these areas on lockdown to reposition and move around military resources? Nobody's on the streets, y'all. Just a question. Nothing reported, just a question. Okay. Let's go into another report. Here in the last week or so, the U.S., South and North Korea, they all did military drills and missile launches over there in that peninsula around China. And I think China did some too. Everybody flexing. Or are they actually using the term, we're just doing drills, to actually position themselves for something? Just a question. Here's another one. Here's a little, y'all may trip off of this one. In the U.S., you understand that the U.S. is putting out a whole propaganda war to propagandize U.S. citizens as well as the world, but especially here for U.S. citizens. Did any of y'all ask yourself, why was the movie Top Gun, the new Top Gun 2, why was that released right now? Is there any significance to that? Could it have been an opportunity or a planned opportunity to try to drum up more U.S. against whoever war support? Again, family, just asking questions. Right? And if y'all ain't thought of it yet, or it hasn't crossed y'all mind yet, family, Katie Smooth gonna tell you. Inflation is the new lockdown. Yeah, that's right. The higher inflation goes here in the U.S., the more you are going to stay at home. They ain't got to tell you. They ain't got to force you. They ain't got to argue with y'all. You going to just start doing it yourself. Especially the higher the gas prices continue to go. Almost, when you think of it like that, it almost gets you wondering, is this inflation being done on purpose? Was this a part of the whole plan to jump this war off over in the Ukraine and put all these sanctions on that's going to drive up, or at least according to what they say, it's going to drive up all the prices for everything and cause inflation? Could all of this have been planned? No. Here's another nugget for your family. This is an actual report. That Biden actually used just in the last couple days. He uses military powers that the president has to push for green energy production. Wait a minute. It's one thing to pass some new laws, sponsor some new bills, set aside some new funds to say, yeah, we want to continue to push and develop green energy options. But it's a whole nother thing when the president uses military powers. That's different. That's actually forcing green energy suppliers to produce more very fast. Produce more batteries, more solar panels, more solar powered equipment, more, whatever other, green energy options. Why would the president use military powers to try to produce these supplies and resources faster than normal? Do they know something? I got another crazy question for you, family. Right now today, you, if you could find a way to trickerate yourself over, if you found out it was actually being sold cheap or back at the original prices that we were used to, would you buy some gas from Russia right now? Yeah, most of y'all would. You'd be like, bump them. Hey, Pool, let me get 20 on pump 5. Right? Because we ain't the ones over there in Putin's backyard causing problems. Biden and his boys is. So that leads to the next question, family. If you would do it as an individual if you could figure out a way to do it. What do you think a lot of the smaller countries around the world are doing or considering doing as their inflation is going up in their countries as well? Now you got all the so-called countries that are a part of NATO that are all in agreement with this plan of action that the U.S. and NATO has put in place and got jumped off over there in or near Russia. Let's say that. There's only one country in NATO that's even contending a little bit at all, and that's Turkey. You know, they like, nah, you know, when it comes to Sweden and Finland joining NATO, they like, nah, we ain't down with that. But they trying to finagle Turkey and talk to Turkey just to get them to go along with the program. But there's a lot of other countries throughout the world that are experiencing the same inflation because of the fuel sanctions and shortages that's been caused by this whole situation. And they're neutral for the most part, but yet they're being harmed by all this inflation with the, like I said, with the oil prices and the oil markets being jacked up. The grain that Russia and Ukraine used to produce is not flowing like it was. There's countries that are teetering on drastic hunger issue and starvation because they can't get a lot of the food supplies imported as they used to or as they was before this jumped off. At some point, don't y'all think that those countries, those neutral countries are gonna actually, if they haven't already, gonna say, no, you know what? Putin, go ahead. Can we do us a deal? Just me and you, just us and you, because we still need that grain, we still need that fuel, we still need that oil, we still need this, that, and the third. Because our people, our country is suffering. Y'all go ahead and do what it is y'all want to do. In the meantime, go ahead and hook us up. But just keep it on the DL. Again, you would do it just to get some cheaper gas right now. So you best believe that a lot of countries that are not in NATO, smaller countries that are also being affected by what's going on, they going, man, nah, bruh. We ain't got nothing to do with this. And y'all messing up supplies in our country. Fuel shortages causing inflation. Our food imports are jacked up. Nah, bruh. Here I am, the president of fill in the blank, and the people going ham mad at me, telling me to do something. Yeah. You know, it makes you wonder with the things that I've mentioned. You should be wondering, what is all this stuff building up for? Or doesn't it seem like a build up? Things are slowly building up to something. I got another one for you, family. I got another one for you. Here we go. Now, with all the stuff going on, and y'all know what all is going on locally, all the craziness. If the U.S. actually gets in deeper with this war, if this actually begins to turn into World War III, is there not a better time to jump off a civil war or race war here in the U.S.? Yeah. I got a little happy with the little explosion button there. But I'm just saying, is it not a good time to jump one off? I mean, the U.S. military will be so occupied. The majority of the military will be occupied with the war over in Ukraine and with Russia and potentially China. Isn't that a perfect time to jump a civil war off? I mean, I know y'all been paying attention here locally at all the absolute hell that's been going on. I mean, with all the road rage shootings and killings, the mass shootings, and in most major cities, the block is hot as far as these youngins out here disrespecting the game. They out there just being disrespectful to the game. Selfish, don't care. So every time the sun go down, it's the Wild Wild West on the block. Don't y'all feel that it seems like with everything that y'all are seeing, that selfishness has increased dramatically? Vanity. That's another one that kills me. I'm gonna do a whole broadcast on vanity here real soon, but everybody on the internet somewhere putting a big old bucket head all smashed up into their screen or their phone, doing everything they can do, talking about look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's all about me. I be wanting to slap a whole bunch of people like, dang, back up, dude, back up, lady. Ain't nobody trying to see your, I'm gonna say it, ain't nobody trying to see your ugly face all smashed up all on the screen like that. Back up. Dang, just a little. Because you ain't talking about nothing anyway. Not nothing helpful to nobody. Are they posting pictures of themselves all day, every day on social media? How many of y'all done blocked a whole bunch of people because you're just tired of seeing them? Raise your hand. I got both my hands up. Okay, it's cool every time to time, you know, put a picture up, but a bunch of pictures all day, every day. You ain't that important. Whatever you talking about. People just dying for attention. And then, have y'all also got a feeling that just literal hatred is on the rise acts of hatred, attacks. This is all that's going on locally in the U.S. Racism. It's like racist people have been emboldened. It's like almost like they don't care anymore. They ain't worried about being exposed. They ain't worried about getting arrested or getting beat down when they disrespect someone or start to attack somebody because of their racism. They don't care anymore. They're almost halftime, family. I think a lot of racist people go out and commit racist acts on purpose. It's almost like they have the mindset that if they do it or do whatever they're doing and it gets on social media, whatever, and goes viral, it's almost like somebody is some group that we don't know about is going to raise some money for them and just send them some money as a show of appreciation for what they've done. Y'all get that feeling? It's like it's so much. It doesn't matter where, the police, teachers, people in the restaurant, it don't matter. In neighborhood, like you do something racist and so over the top, and on the DL, some money gonna show up at your door. Y'all ever consider? I mean, because it's like, yeah, I know generally it's just hatred. These people just hate other people. They just do. I get it. But it almost seems like there's some extra motivation there. I don't know. It's just me, y'all. Maybe not. The police is literally committing crimes, right? Just out in the open. They're beating people, shooting people, murdering people. There was a report today, they just let a homeless man drown and then go in and offer assistance and try to help him out of this water he had ran into to try to get away from him. They ain't called no ambulance. They just said, we ain't doing nothing. Go in there if you want to. Oh well. But that's part of the job. If somebody goes to commit suicide or go into a body of water trying to run away from it, at the very least, you have to provide enough assistance so that they don't drown. You have to, it's your job to capture them if that's what you after. If they've committed some sort of crime, and the dude hadn't even committed a crime. They just got a little disturbance call. And the dude didn't want to have nothing to do with him. Like most people, most of us. Nah, man, I'm not, y'all, because y'all gonna try to make up some reason to try to arrest me. Y'all gonna try to create something out of thin air. I'm out. You know, they saw him going over to get into that water. You know, it's time to go grab him. Nah, you ain't gonna. We will arrest you if you don't come out of this right now and get back over here on the street. We're gonna arrest you because you're not gonna have us jumping out there in that water trying to save your tail. They ain't do none of that. And then, as I reported in my previous report, that's titled Injustice, Devils Among Us, the Supreme Court, again, just ruled that being innocent or having proof of your innocence, it's not enough. It's no longer enough to overturn your conviction, get you a new trial, or get you off of death row. So again, you done went through the system, been accused and convicted of something that you did not do. You in jail or on death row. And you now have the ability to prove that your court-appointed attorneys didn't do nowhere near a reasonable enough job in your defense. You can prove that. Because if they'd have done A, B, C, D, and E as a part of your defense, you would have never been convicted. So now the Supreme Court just ruled that that ain't good enough. Family, we could never know what the days of Noah were like in Noah's time. The level of evil and just satanic, just evil going on. But family, that if we are not there, I don't think we're very far from it. I really don't. It's almost like a lot of people today, especially here in the U.S., and it's actually happening global. But it seems like more and more people, they almost seem like they're possessed by evil spirits or something with the type and the level of evil that they are doing. Y'all seeing it? But here's the kicker. There's so much evil that people are doing today. And it's so frequent and so prevalent that more and more, you can say, well, I ain't got to worry about them, right? That's what I know y'all saying, well, I'm doing me and I ain't got to worry about it. Yes, you do. Because with the increased level of just hatred and evil and crimes that are being done, and that people are practically, in many cases, getting away with, more and more good people are getting caught up in situations where you're dealing with an evil person or a person doing evil or doing something satanic. It's happening. It's like, it's not that you're trying to avoid it. It's just, it's so many of them out there. And as you try to navigate and go through your day and just do you can get caught up in a road rage incident. Bam! Now you got somebody just busting shots at you on the road. While you got your kids in the back. It could be anything. You could be at the grocery store. Your kids could be at school and some jump off. I mean, there's so much evil happening. It's becoming more harder to just do you and, avoid it. Because be clear, when y'all seeing all these videos and all this stuff happening and reported in the news, a good percentage of the people that are victims in each of these situations, they're just regular good people just out trying to just live their own lives, stay in their own lane. There was a mass shooting, I think it was in Philadelphia just the other day. And several people got hit with they were just standing by. They were just in the area. They weren't involved at all, but they got shot and killed too. Wouldn't bother nobody. Again, family, I just wanted to chop it up with you real quick, and there it seems like something is weird. It seems like we're building and gaining ground towards something. So again, here, family, please like, share, and subscribe. And at One Brothas Mind, we always try to provide solutions. And we're going to do that again this evening, family. Number one, pray. Pray and get yourself and your family closer to Yah. Read your scriptures. Most of y'all ain't never even read the entire Bible. Do it. It's only gonna help you, help you understand more about what's going on, and most importantly, who you are. Learn who you are. This goes for everybody. Black, white, purple, red, or green. Learn who you are according to Scripture. You say, why? A lot of y'all got this, Christianity, it don't really matter. Jesus came to save everybody. Yeah. Okay. Once you actually read your Scripture, you will come to discover that all throughout Scripture, especially in the book of Revelations, but all throughout Scripture, in regards to eschatology or prophecy, things to come, Scripture identifies specifically all kinds of groups of people through their original names or descriptions or metaphors, visions. Why does Scripture identify all these different groups of people? Why does Scripture go through all this painstaking work to identify and make or define all these differences if it doesn't or is not going to matter toward the end? If you're dealing with with anybody, pastor, preacher, teacher, whoever, that tries to tell you that lie, run, force. Run far, fast away from them. Because of Scripture, through its ways of identifying different groups of people, identifying the actual beast system that Yah is going to return and defeat. If Scripture is identifying them, then that means it's important for you to also understand and know who these groups are and who Scripture is identifying. Because, again, no matter whether you're black, white, yellow, red, brown, purple, or blue, everybody today is not on Yah's side, on God's side, on God's team. Everybody's not already there. If you ask everybody, they'll tell you, yeah, everybody's going to say, yeah, we're on your side. Well, then who is the beast? Who is Gog and Magog? Who is all these other kingdoms and the kings of the beasts from the sea? Who is the 10 heads on this beast? Who are these people? Who are these nations? If Yah, through scripture, is identifying all these different entities, but yet you got so-called pastors, preachers, and teachers telling you it doesn't matter, it ain't important. Oh, man. How do you know if you are on the right side? On y'all's side? If you don't study your scripture, research, identify who these groups of people are, who these nations are, what they represent, their motivation, their purpose, to kill, steal, and destroy is the purpose of the beast system. To kill, steal, and destroy. But how do you know? You know, if you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian, if you practice Islam, if you practice any of the other religions, how do you know if you are on the right path? Now, yeah, I know I'm speaking from a scriptural perspective, a biblical perspective, but let's just stay in that context. Catholics, Christians, all the other denominations within so-called Christianity, which is really a daughter of Catholicism. You better do your research. You better re-examine what you're doing. Are you following scripture? Or are you following Catholicism, Roman Catholicism, and one of its daughters as far as Christianity? These are things that you need to get clarity on in these times and days ahead of us. And always, family, we recommend here at One Brothas Mind, always be prepared, especially the black family. Always be prepared to defend your souls and your lives and the lives of your family. It's getting rough out here in these streets, y'all. But be prepared to defend ourselves, even up to the ultimate cost. It should not be possible for there to be a mass shooting in a grocery store like the one in Buffalo, New York, where one person can go in and do all that evil. And 1 out of every 5 people in that grocery store didn't have their power tools with them. If at least 1 out of every 5 people that was within that grocery store, that whole thing would have went really different. Right? And as Professor Truth always says, always make sure you have your power tools with you, because you never know when you're going to need to put in some work. Again, family, please, just wanted to chop it up with you real quick on some of these, just to get you thinking about some of these things that maybe you hadn't considered, or make you aware of some of these reports that maybe you missed. So let's chop it up in the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Some of the interesting thoughts and questions that I raised, as well as some of the reports of things that are just going on right now. How y'all feeling about what's going on? And speaking of preparedness, just an extra little KD Smooth nugget here, special nugget from One Brothas Mind. I want to talk to the sisters, especially the single parent, single mother sisters. Y'all already doing everything. I know. Much respect for that. But as a part of your preparedness plan, I want to give you a quick hypothetical. What if the electricity goes out where you live for a week or two? How are you going to cook food for you and your family? Or make food for you and your family? There's no electricity. Do you have some kind of grill, outdoor grill already, family? Many of y'all don't. That's the crazy truth. Many of y'all don't. Because y'all been sitting back for years, playing the little lazy route, playing the hustle. I let the men do the grilling. I'll cook the sides in the house. But wait, there's no man there with you. Many of y'all. So who's supposed to operate a grill when the power's out and you need to produce some food for you and your family? Do you even know how to light a grill fire? Even if you have a grill? Many of y'all don't. Or y'all just, hey, I seen it a couple times. I'll be all right. This is a real good reason to take opportunity to sit around, and if you don't have one, get you an outdoor grill. Ain't got to be the biggest, baddest thing ever. Get you something if you don't have one. And then if you have one, start using it. Learn. If you don't know how, there's plenty of people that do, plenty of dudes, especially a lot of the dudes you got in the friend zone anyway. Ask them, hey, can you come show me how to do some burgers and hot dogs real quick on this grill? How to light this fire? Can you, do it with me and show me a couple of times till I get it? Learn that skill. Because like I said, in a power outage situation, you can be trying to do that. You need to be able to create a fire that's going to heat for 2, 3, 4 hours. Because you need to cook something, smoke something for that period of time. Put a pot on the grill. Not the stove, the grill. For a lot of y'all, do you got a cast iron skillet? How about a cast iron pot? Nice sized pot with a lid. You do know you can light your grill, get it burning good, and you can just put your cast iron skillet right on the grill and keep on and go right ahead and cook something. Or put your cast iron pot on your grill and cook some beans or something up. Cook a pot of something up. Real easy. Here, and I got another nugget for you along this line. A lot of y'all thinking, well, I know I got a grill. I know how to do it. I just go to the store and get me some charcoal. Wait, when the power's out, how you know the store gonna be open? And if they are open, Don't you know that everybody gonna go to that same store? And then people gonna be fighting over the supplies, especially the charcoal. And even worse yet, if ain't nobody told you, Katie Smooth gonna tell you. The reality is, if you got a grill, you don't even actually have to have no charcoal. You should use some little flats and sticks of wood available. Every time you smoke something, you should be putting a flat or a few sticks of wood on top of that charcoal. Letting that wood smoke or cook and provide your heat for your grill. Not your charcoal, because you're going to burn through charcoal like water if you're just using all charcoal all the time, for those that don't know. That's the whole point of putting little flats of wood on top of your charcoal fire. So you use less charcoal. Let's say you got some charcoal, but you ain't got no wood. Okay. Another tip. Do you have an axe? I know most of y'all ain't got no axe. Ladies, single moms, y'all ain't got no axe in your garage or in your closet at your apartment. You need one. So I need an axe. I don't need no axe. Yes, you do. Because when the power go out and you trying to cook on your grill, if you have an axe, whether it's a full-size axe or a short axe, you can take that axe and just go right outside around some trees where ain't nobody looking, and you can get you some wood real quick. Just a few chops, bam! You got you enough wood to light you a fire in your grill to get that going to cook some food. But you don't have an axe, you can't go get you no wood. And be clear, I hope there's a knight in shining armor for each and every one of y'all single moms. But instead of sitting around just banking on that dream, you'll be so much better off if you go on out to the hardware store and get you an axe, get you a grill, learn how to use it, how to light your fires, how to cook on it. Just an additional prepping tip from Katie Smooth to you. Trying to help y'all. Because you ain't going to be able to just call. Look, when things are bad, you ain't going to be able to just call up the dudes you got in the friends list or the friend zone. Or call your cousin and ask her husband to do. You ain't going to be able to just. You're not going to have access to all these other men to come and do things that you have refused to do or refused to learn to do for yourself. If there's some sort of, bad timing going on, people close in to themselves, into their house, into their lives. They don't, they stop answering the phone. They don't be available. You get to where you have to start doing basically everything yourself to survive. Ain't nobody gonna just come around and be like, all right, I'm gonna just call Tyrone and be like, hey, can you come over here? Can you bring me some wood? Chop me some, you got an axe? You ain't gonna be able to just do that. You ain't gonna be able to use other women, even your sisters, your aunties, your cousins. You ain't gonna be able to just use their husbands. They gonna tell you, no, we sorry, but no, we not. My husband ain't coming out there risking his life to come and help you. I don't know what you thinking, but you thought wrong. So again, family, just another quick nugget. Yes, an axe. They got even short ones. A short one is better than nothing at all. At least you got something that you can go, like I said, you can go driving it when it's dark, go around some trees where ain't nobody at, and go chop you down some branches, chop those branches up real quick and throw that stuff in your trunk, and you got some wood to light a fire. You can light a fire, you can cook on your grill. That wood ain't gonna hurt your grill at all, whether you got charcoal or not. Okay, family? Just trying to help people. That's something you're not gonna hear a lot of people, because most dudes, most men, we just got access. There's a lot of men that don't have especially a lot of young dudes today. They're like, what I need access for? I go to the grocery store. Okay. Keep that same spirit. There's a lot of young dudes that they ain't got no axe. Big one or small one. They in the same boat. Boy, there's gonna be a lot of people and a lot of hurt if and when things really go bad. And again, that's the whole point of this report, family. There's a build-up that's happening. You already got inflation. And all the other things that I've mentioned. There's a build-up. The next thing is coming. You can't have everything, but what you can have and can do is every day try to do or get something that helps you be more prepared than you was yesterday. Okay? Again, please like, share, and subscribe. That's it, family. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all. It's a lot of really evil things going on in the world today, globally and locally. Are you ready? And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear. Yeshua, the Christ, is with you always. Shalom.